107.9 WWPH.
Your community, your world, your radio station. 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Wake up, dude. It's time to go to school.
Ugh, I hate mornings. Leave me alone.
I know just what you need to get up in the morning.
No way. What could possibly get me out of bed that early?
I wake up every day feeling great. That's because every morning I start my day by learning something new, by listening to 107.9 FM WWPH at Princeton Junction.
Girls and boys in poverty around the world are dreaming of a better life. Thanks to Children International and friends like you, dreams are coming true. Together we help children to learn, grow, and thrive. Learn more at children.org.
If you want to feel like you're walking on sunshine, listen to 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction. One 107.9 is Sublime. You're here on School Night Live on this fine Wednesday morning. I'm your host, Jess.
And I'm Shaunak.
And as usual, there's a ton of stuff going on in our school and community that we feel the need to, kind of recognize them and uplift people a little bit, especially when, you're putting in so much hard work and you want it to be recognized. And with that being said, the West Windsor Plainsboro High Schools have joined together to create a cheerleading squad, football team, and softball team. However, the WWP Cheer Squad has been recognized for their talent, spirit, and consistency. And it hasn't been very long since the high school decided to join to one collaborative team. However, it appears to be successful with them going to nationals every single year.
Yeah, the girls have been awarded almost every single year, as well as the fact that a teacher here at HSN sells mini pies to help pitch in, to lower the fee for the cheerleaders who are going to nationals, because it's an expensive thing to do.
Yeah, of course. And honestly, I know the teacher's name is Mr. Romero. The pies are actually pretty good. And I think it's honestly just a genius idea to raise money because, high schoolers especially love food. We love to eat. We're growing bodies. So it's kind of a nice way to contribute. And the thing is, the cheerleading team has consistent practices all throughout the year. It's kind of like a 3-season sport, even though not all of the girls participate for all three seasons. But it doesn't affect their performance. They also perform at football games during halftime. And it's just really insane for me, at least, to see how much effort and dedication it's taken for these girls to join together every time, even though they're from separate schools, even though practices can be long, and even though the year themselves is kind of always having to bounce around things. And I think just any kind of sports or extracurricular program that shows that type of resilience is one to be recognized.
Absolutely, 100% agree with it. And it's so awesome to see just how well they work together. Right, you hear about, when you're in other schools, you hear about the rivalry between North and South. But these guys really show that there's no rivalry. It's all just camaraderie.
That's the fun thing is, although, at least I know in middle school, it was there are rivals, but, they're not our rivals because they're in our district and things like that. And, of course, there's so many things at North and South. It's fun to see our sports games because although we may say, picture it as, we're rivals, at the end of the day, we're just some kids in the same neighborhood that, even though we may go to separate schools, have the capability to join together. And I feel like that's something that's really amazing. But don't worry, you can bond with us here on 107.9 FM. We'll be right back. Out of Sight with Pirate in the Night, 107.9 FM. And of course, we're back here on School Night Live. And one of my favorite games to play is the Storytime game, which is our bit of the day for Wednesday. If you haven't heard of it before, it's essentially a game where I, Jess, will tell a story about my childhood that may or may not be real. And based on the way that I'm phrasing the story and the story itself, Shaunak will have to guess whether or not it's actually real. And this game can be hard because of deception as well as distractive techniques. But with that being said, I'm going to start my story. It was one dark, stormy night when little Jess was at home on social media, at the very appropriate age of 9. I had simply been on my mom's phone, scrolling endlessly at all that would be a meme that would be meme like TikToks. I soon saw one of those TikToks that was a backflip one, but it was just landing on the bed. Even though I had no prior gymnastic experience, I thought me being on the bed would make it safe. So then when I decided to try it, right on top of my mom's bed, I landed, and it seemed that I had forgotten one of my very important fingers because I had landed on my pinky. And as soon as I did, I started to wail and cry, of course, as little Jess did. And my mom was obviously annoyed and immediately took me to the emergency room. And according to my dad, which I don't know if that's the most reliable source, he said that I wouldn't let any of the doctors touch me until my dad came. And it ended up being a very minor fracture in my left pinky.
I feel like this is something that could have happened, but I also think that you went into too much detail on the hospital aspect of this.
So you think it's fake?
Nah, I think it's real.
I think that's the first time that we've gotten our story time correct here on School Night Live. It was indeed real. I did unfortunately fracture my pinky. I think that's like my favorite fun fact that I've put on like all of my social media and like for clubs and stuff, because like who fractures their pinky trying to do a backflip? I feel like that's kind of the astonishing part of all of this.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be astonishing. If somebody told me that, hey, I did a backflip and then I hurt my pinky, I'd assume you fell down afterwards, not that in doing the backflip you hurt your pinky.
Yeah, I kind of like landed on my hands and like it really hurt to, land on my pinky. But that's okay, don't worry. We'll give you a ton of trick shots here on 107.9 FM. We'll be right back. One 107.9, what's your function? Bringing the best music and DJs to Princeton Junction. We are back here on 107.9 FM, and one of my favorite things about living in Jersey, if you hadn't heard before, is the bagels. And with that being said, we have a ton of really good spots here in the West Windsor Plainsboro / Princeton area, especially depending where you live, kind of that situation. But for me, I kind of picture it being like the big three. So the first one that I first think of when you're thinking of like bagels in this area is the one in Princeton, which is Bagel Nook. They're known for their variety of flavors, both cream cheese and bagels. They have a ton of bagel flavors, everything from Cocoa Puffs to Doritos to Mini Wiggles, Oreo, Cap and Crunch, and Fruity Pebbles. And they also have birthday cake cream cheese, Oreo cream cheese, Cool Ranch cream cheese, Nutella cream cheese, and even more. And I just feel like this selection of options really makes them unique, even though they are a chain.
Yeah, I've only ever been once, and I did not know that they had Dorito bagels. That would have been a very interesting thing to try while I was there. But another popular bagel place is Bagel Street Grill, located in Plainsboro, New Jersey. Many WWP high schoolers have worked there. I know a couple of my friends have, but they are also known for their consistency, especially with sandwiches. Let me tell you, those sandwiches are absolutely amazing. And they're like scrambled eggs first thing in the morning with an everything bagel. Hits the spot.
And although they don't have as large of a bagel selection as the Bagel Nook does, they have a French toast bagel and a garlic bagel, which I've heard are very, very good. However, my favorite is the Bagel Hole, which is in West Windsor, New Jersey. I think it's like 5 minutes from the school, and they're known for like kind of like their crisp, affordable bagels, less of like the variety of flavors and more of just like the actual bagel texture itself. For me, I could probably eat this like all 7 days a week and then still want it again next week. I like really, really love Bagel Hole bagels, but here's the thing: I just get plain bagel. So like I don't know if I can say I love Bagel Hole bagels if I only get plain bagel.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're there for the experience and the food, right? You don't have to get all the fanciest stuff.
Yeah, I definitely feel as though I said bagel a lot in this entire conversation. But, I think that might be my favorite word. And what else is your favorite? 107.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Hey, what day is it?
It's a beautiful day to listen to 107.9 FM.
That's right. Everybody knows they should listen to The Great 108. Tune in to stay up to date with the latest great events and listen to trending songs. Every day is a beautiful day to listen to 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction.
You know when you're on your way to the bathroom and sometimes you just wander off to the other side of the school building? Or is that just me? Either way, make sure you always have a pass in your hands at all times and don't wander off too far because you might go past your designated areas. Now, with the color-coded passes, teachers can tell if you're roaming the hallways. Not that I ever did that, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. This important public service announcement is brought to you by 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Don't do this, Joker.
I'm not gonna kill you, Batman. You listen to 107.9 FM.
WWPH in Princeton Junction?
That's the one.
The radio in the Batmobile is always tuned to 107.9.
And with great music and exciting shows, why wouldn't it be? 107.9 just puts a smile on my face.
Guess you're not as crazy as I thought. 107.9 asks you.
Why so serious?
Listen to 107.9 FM, WWPH, Princeton Junction.
Make a date with the Great 108. You're back here on School Night Live. And again, talking about things that are Jersey is just such a Jersey thing. And with that being said, another thing that's such a Jersey thing is, the Jersey Shore. We're kind of well known for it. So one of the most favorite things about New Jersey is Jersey Shore, which is when New Jersey residents or other people visit its local beaches and boardwalks. And although for some of them you have to pay, the food is often the best part of these boardwalks. And many of them have been around for decades.
Yeah, and some of those most popular foods there are ice cream and custard, and some of those places are, as well known and as old as Coors. I forget how to pronounce it. I think that's right. And they're known for their ice cream twists with a twist of orange and vanilla, chocolate and vanilla, or even just regular flavors.
Yeah, I know for me, the first time I went to Jersey Shore, I think I ate at least 5 of those orange and cream ice cream cones from Coors. It was literally the best. And it's been around since 1923 on the New Jersey Boardwalk, which I think is insane to think about. And on top of that, there's also numerous lemonade stands that serve freshly squeezed lemonade for a decent price. I know for myself, when I went to Jersey Shore, I kind of went through this whole phase of trying to try every lemonade and figure out which one was the best, because I love freshly squeezed lemonade. But there's also a ton of carnival foods like funnel cake, cotton candy, fried Oreos, and more. And it's kind of just every foodie's dream is just on the Jersey Shore.
And although this one in specific didn't originate in New Jersey, it's a very popular one to get going in the summer, which is Dole Whip. And it's essentially a pineapple-like soft serve, and it's really, really good.
Yeah, you know what else is really, really good? 107.9 FM. We'll be right back. .9, oh so fine. And with that being said, you know what else is fine? Playing games. And what else is my favorite game? Wavelength. Wavelength is one of my favorite games of all time. And it's essentially when the host, aka me, has a ranking in their head on a scale of 1 to 10. And Shaunak has to ask me categories. He will have 3 opportunities, and I have to give him something from that category that I think is that number on a scale of 1 to 10. So with that being said, I have a number, and now it's Shaunak's turn to guess.
All right, let's start with a class you can take at North.
I'd definitely say chem.
Ooh. Now the question is, does she like chem or does she not like chem? Because this could be on the higher end or the lower end of the spectrum. Ooh. In relation to this course, Advanced Broadcast Writing, where does this course stand? Is it lower or is it higher?
Stay tuned to find out on 107.9 FM.
WWPH.
Your community, your world, your radio station. 107.9 FM. WWPH in Princeton Junction. The Flash.
Good morning, this is Jess with the 107.9 FM School and Community Flash for Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. A spring sports season is getting down to a few games left. The Westminster Plainsboro United softball team is playing in the quarterfinals on Thursday, May 14th of 2026. Seniors at North will soon have the opportunity to make some more memories with their peers. The seniors will take their class trip to Disney from June 2nd to June 6th. Students at North have the chance to get involved in their class council. Applications for the Student Council Board are due on Monday, May 18th by 11:59 p.m. In other school and community news, Westminster Plainsboro bookworms are coming upon a literary event. Honey Hollow Nature Center on 2877 Creamery Road is hosting its inaugural Used and Rare Book Fair on Saturday, May 16th. Checking your local weather, it is currently 73 degrees and rainy and sunny all throughout the next week. This has been Jess with your 107.9 FM School and Community Flash for Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. There's no debate, just listen to the Great 108. And we're back into our wavelength round. And the last question that Shaunak had asked me is, what are some activities that are involved in broadcast writing that, I would kind of rate on this number? And honestly, I wouldn't really rate any activities. But if I had to choose one, I'd definitely say announcer when we're back in the TV studio.
I feel like announcer's a pretty solid job when we're back in the studio, so I'm thinking somewhere around a 7, maybe an 8, maybe even going low as a 6. I think 7 to 8's a good range though. So I'm gonna split the difference here and say 7.
Shaunak, unfortunately, you are not correct with that guess. The guess was a 3 out of 10. Honestly, I wouldn't really rank anything we do in this class a 3 out of 10, just because not only does it not require necessarily too much brain power, and I'm not really stressed out, but it's also kind of just a really uncomfortable environment here in this class. But if I had to rate one, I think I would say announcing, just because of the fact that it's kind of like you announce and then you just kind of sit there.
Okay, that's fair.
And I do have a little bit of a problem with sitting still, but you know what? Don't worry, you're not going to have any problems here on 107.9 FM. We'll be right back. Two schools, one station, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction. Unfortunately, that's all we have for you here today on School Night Live, with a ton of Jersey fun facts and community stuff, which honestly, if I had to live anywhere, I'm fine living in Jersey. But with that being said, I've been your host, Jess.
And I've been Shaunak.
And tune in for more things here on School Night Live. And it's been a wonderful day here on 107.9 FM.
WWPH Princeton Junction.